Down the road we go for this Wednesday, although it feels like a Tuesday, the third day of January 2017. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, back in the saddle again. In fact, the whole team is back together again for the first time in a couple of weeks. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Steve Harrow, our news director, was a little under the weather. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
One step from injured reserve, I think. If I was a horse, you'd have to shoot me.
Well, we're not going to. We're too invaluable to the team. So Steve is back. He's feeling better, and Kat is back in control after her little time off over the holidays in a very dark control room. She's got all the lights off in there, Steve.
There's something going on back there.
I don't know.
I don't think we should know.
She could be developing film back there for all we know. Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Good show for you today. Certainly much better than yesterday. Truth be told, Steve was out, and you sent us an email fairly early on letting us know that you were under the weather. You would not be here on Tuesday the 2nd, and you weren't. But we were prepared, and then what happened on yesterday morning, I woke up about 2:30 and I was sick. But we don't really have a backup, so I kind of just dragged my rear end down here and was able to put together a show. Wasn't much of a show, but I was able to put together a show.
I watched it from my sick bed.
Yeah, the funny thing is that, of course, once the day progressed and I started to feel a little better, a number of my coworkers said, "Watch the show this morning, Dan. You look terrible." I appreciate that. What do we have for you today? We got, Steve's got news, quite a bit of news to get to. Of course, we have your weather forecast, pretty benign, really nothing going on in the world of weather. Yeah. Just be happy you don't live on the East Coast of the United States or even down in Nashville or New Orleans or Atlanta.
My son who lives in Maryland, dude.
Bitter cold.
Oh, really cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
insane.
Frosty the Snowman, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I was told, and you can back me up on this, Steve, you're the news director, I was told he was a happy, jolly soul.
Yeah, I've heard that same thing.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll have that story, by the way, at 5 o'clock tonight with Grant Olson. We have the obscure holiday today in history. We got birthdays, quite a bit of sports highlights to get to. We hope to have a jam-packed show for you on this Wednesday. Now everybody's back to work. Schools are all now back in session.
First day back to school today for who? Wenatchee?
Everybody's back to school.
Everybody's back.
Everybody's back to school. Also, hey, speaking of getting back to work, guess who's back in session today?
Who?
United States Congress.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They've got a big plate full to deal with.
So, yep, get ready to warm up C-SPAN. Think I'll watch some government in action. So Congress is back in work today. Second half of the show, my interview with Alex Haley, which I conducted a couple weeks ago. Alex Haley, very funny guy, has started his own business called Laugh Productions, and he is bringing the Cold Winter Nights comedy series to the America Pack, and the first show is coming up in just 10 days, so I thought we'd play that interview back again. Good time to get some laughs this time of the year. So. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Thanks for starting your day at the NCW. What?
Actually, I just came in today to pay off my bet.
Yeah, where's my $5?
I know. I've got it.
I could use it.
I've got it for you.
I'm gonna take
you want to go out and get some lottery tickets.
Yeah, the Powerball is like...
Yeah, it's up to 500 million or something?
Something like 400 million, right?
Yeah.
And if it's combined with the Mega Millions, which some states do and some
about
states
600
don't,
million.
It's like close to 800.
Yeah, that's true.
$1 billion is what it is, $1 billion. And by the way, if I win the lottery, I'm still going to come to work. I still need to have something to do.
You say that.
Oh, of course I would.
No. Unless you got it in your wallet, then you'll say,
no. I have to do stuff. I can't just roll around in my money.
Well, there's plenty of golf courses you could visit.
That's true. Oh, now you're talking my talking my language. So before the show was over, Steve will give me the $5 he owes me. Steve and I had a bet, of course, on the Cotton Bowl. I picked the Buckeyes, and he picked the Trojans, and we all know what happened.
Boy, that was pitiful.
It was. Well,
at least we beat them in the second half.
Yeah, it doesn't do you any good. And the thing about the Cotton Bowl, I know it seems like forever now, it wasn't a particularly entertaining game.
No, it wasn't. It was ugly.
For a football fan.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So.
I don't think Sam Darnold's going to be going in the draft, though. SC quarterback?
Yeah, he should stay behind and do one more year. That's what the experts are saying.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what the experts are saying.
I agree.
And by the way, just out of curiosity, Steve himself has go ahead. He's declared for the draft. You're going to forego all your college eligibility, Steve, and make yourself available to the NFL draft.
What eligibility I had, which wasn't much.
Yeah. Let's go around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras. Once again, we're down to just 3 cameras. It's a long story. You don't care. Don't tell me, Steve, that is Monument Hill looking at Quincy.
I don't think so, unless Quincy's grown significantly over the last...
And a river showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Good morning, Wenatchee. It's good to have you on board. We're going to see sunshine today, Steve. Isn't that going to be nice?
That'll be nice.
Yeah, lots of sunshine today. Don't get used to it, but Sunshine is in the forecast. Beautiful. That's one of the better shots. And we're used to this. We see this every morning, but you can see Birch Mountain.
Yes, you can.
Which we were not able to do actually for quite some time. So
Those twinkling little lights up there in the Sunny Slope area right now.
it's beautiful morning. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Camera number 2. Let's find out together. That is Billy Goat. It's got to be Billy Goat. One of my
Is that Billy
favorites.
Goat?
That's got to be Billy Goat. Yep. You can
There's
see the
Pateras.
Columbia River. You can see Pateras. You can see Brewster. You can see downtown Brewster. What's that mountain way in the back? You see it? If you look at Brewster and you look straight up, you see that little
I
bump?
think that's Uriah's Mountain, isn't it?
That's Uriah Mountain.
I don't know if that's Tunk or not.
Yeah, that's Uriah Mountain, which was, of course, named after Uriah Mountain. And finally, camera number 3, because we only got the 3 today, that is Leavenworth. Leavenworth. By the way, Steve, the numbers are in for the Leavenworth Tree Lighting Festival, the number of tourists. They are estimating the Leavenworth Chamber of Commerce, over 100 people attended.
And that was only one corner. I think it's closer to 50,000.
Yeah. Good morning, Leavenworth. Well, good to have you on board on this Wednesday, January 3rd. Although it feels like a Tuesday, it does, because we had the 3-day weekend, then we had another 3-day weekend. Let's have another 3-day weekend this weekend.
I like this 4-day work week.
Yeah, you're
I
into
can
that,
get used to
aren't
this
you?
in a hurry.
Yeah. Well, if I win the lottery, it'll be a no-day weekend, I guess,
There you go.
apparently. 6 minutes after the hour, the forecast from the National Weather Service. Typical January weather. There's a weak upper-level disturbance that's going to produce a little slight chance of light snow. No real bet on it. And that's not going to happen until Thursday night if it happens at all. Partly sunny today, 32. Look at that. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
A little freezing fog possible tonight. Outside of that, the clouds will make an encore appearance. 26 for the overnight low, Steve. Thursday, partly to mostly cloudy skies, high of about 32. Thursday night, cloudy, 29. If you're looking for snow or rain, nothing really until maybe Friday night, and even then, very little snow accumulation is expected. Next chance of something landing on the ground and sticking around is Sunday. Even that is just a super duper light chance of that. Just not a lot going on. Maybe some freezing rain Friday, a little bit of freezing rain mixed with snow Friday night. It's all a possibility. Temperatures are just about normal for this time of year. We have a lot of icy parking lots and a lot of icy side streets. So Friday is a good day because we're going to be up near 36 and maybe we'll get a little bit of snow melt. We could use it.
Boy, not getting any snow melt at my house, I know.
Yeah, none. Well, it hasn't been warm enough.
Dead.
But with the partly sunny skies today and the temperatures above freezing on Friday, we could get a little snow melt. We could use it. There's a couple of parking lots that are just ice rinks out there. It was just a bad combination what we had a few days ago. We had the freezing rain, then the snow, then the freezing rain.
Well, I've got my cleats on.
Good for you. Because
I
of
can't
course,
fall down. No.
Steve has his cleats
No.
on because he's declared for the NFL draft.
That's
Your
right.
Past report.
I'm number 1 on Cleveland's list.
You'll always
by
be
the way.
number 1 on my list. Your past report, very easy, no problems at all. If you're driving over the mountain passes, please, ladies and gentlemen, use an automobile. I-90, no problems at all. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadway bare and dry. Stevens, bare with some frost and ice in places. No advisories, no restrictions. Blewett Pass, whoom, down the road you go. Frost and ice in places. Clear skies up above. No advisories, no restrictions on the big 3, even the minor ones. White Pass is fine. Menashtash, we don't normally talk about them. They're fine as well. Forecast is going to be nothing really to talk about. Next chance of measurable snow in the Cascades tomorrow night, and it'll be an inch if they get that at all on Thursday night. The next time the plows are going to have to go to work is probably Friday to Friday night, when they're going to expect maybe 5 to 6 inches of snow Friday to Friday night in the mountain passes. But for the next couple of days, they got no problems at all.
Good deal.
Good deal. So pretty quiet here in the Valley Floor, pretty quiet up in the mountain passes. It was not a quiet news day yesterday, even though Steve was out. He was in early today to gather and disseminate all the news, and we got a lot of news to get to. Buckle your seatbelts. In 1 minute, we keep you in the loop. It's something we'd like to do around here. You're watching, we'll call it Wake Up in Anchi Valley.
There you are.
It'll be a new title for the year. From Studio 3 live on the NCW Live Channel, news is 1 minute away.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and then struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works, yourworkoutrx.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome to this third day of 2018. I'm Steve Hare with your news from around north central Washington. Here's what's happening on a Wednesday. First of all, the ground has been shaking around Mount St. Helens this morning. In fact, the last couple of days, a rash of small earthquakes have been recorded, with the largest tremor registered at 3.9 on the seismic scale. Pacific Northwest Seismic Network reports it struck around 12:30 this morning. A magnitude 2.7 quake was recorded just minutes after that. Minor shaking was recorded in the hours after. Latest was a magnitude 1.1 that occurred shortly before 4 a.m. this morning. Now, people as far as Mount Lake Terrace reported feeling the magnitude 3.9 quake, according to the USGS response page. Meanwhile, only 2 people in Morton, about 22 miles from the epicenter of the quake, reported feeling that shaking, but we have no reports of any damage. Also, good news to report regarding the economy in Chelan and Douglas counties, especially on the labor front. According to recently released information by the Washington State Employment Security Department, economic data shows that the unemployment rate in Chelan and Douglas counties dropped substantially from 5.9% in November of last year, or 2016, I should say, to 4.6% last year, November. In fact, the current unemployment rate for Chelan, Douglas counties is the lowest reading for the month of November since electronic records were implemented back in 1990. The report is part of the Wenatchee Metropolitan Statistical Area, which analyzes seasonally adjusted non-farm employment and civilian labor force figures for Chelan and Douglas counties. Elsewhere this morning, a Brewster man is facing serious charges following a high-speed chase around the Wenatchee Valley yesterday morning. Now, the incident happened around 8:30 on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee and ended at a residence in Wenatchee. Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department explains how that chase unfolded.
The pursuit started in East Wenatchee out on Sunset Highway and eventually came across the Odebashian Bridge in the city of Wenatchee, and it continued. Our officers did not get involved with the pursuit itself. There were already multiple East Wenatchee and State Patrol units involved. Ended up on Western Street going southbound and turned into Aspen Place, which is a dead-end neighborhood. It's like a Y-shaped set of cul-de-sacs in this neighborhood. The vehicle entered that neighborhood. It turned and went in one of the cul-de-sacs and ended up crashing through the garage door and partway into the garage of a house on Aspen Place. The driver fled and took off through the neighborhood, hopped a couple of fences. Officers tracked, and some neighbors reported that the subject had gone, damaged a fence, gone through their yard, gone out another place, and another person flagged down an officer that was coming into the area saying, "A man is inside my house." And he had actually gone and entered the garage of a residence in the 1000 block in Northwestern and crawled through a pet door between the garage and the main house and ended up inside the laundry room of that house.
More on that story. First of all, the suspect, 28-year-old Edgar Hernandez of Brewster, being held at the Chelan County Jail on charges of malicious mischief, hit and run, residential burglary. East Wenatchee police will also be adding charges for crimes committed there. Hernandez was also wanted on misdemeanor warrants, so he's going to be spending some time behind bars. Also, a Moses Lake man who pleaded guilty to waving a handgun at police last summer is now serving time in prison. There was a video provided by the Moses Lake Police Department back in June that officers arrested 32-year-old Brent McKinney after he brandished the weapon and made suicidal threats. The pistol McKinney was carrying was reported stolen. It was later in the booking process. McKinney also assaulted a Moses Lake Police Department officer. He pled guilty to unlawful possession of a firearm and assault on a police officer. He was sentenced in Grant County Superior Court last week to a year in prison. Also this morning, well, I guess you can call this the No More Mr. Nice Guy file, as the grace period for the state's new distracted driving law is over as of yesterday. Here's Jay Seebeck with that story.
As of New Year's Day, if you're caught driving while using your cell phone, you will no longer just get a warning. The grace period for the new distracted driving law ended Monday in Washington state. The law bans the use of cell phones, tablets, laptops, or any other handheld devices while driving. If caught, drivers can get a $136 ticket for their first offense, followed by a $234 fine for the second offense if it occurs again within the 5-year period. Also, additional behavior that interferes with safe driving can be grooming, smoking, eating, or even reading. This could result in a $99 ticket if a driver is pulled over for another offense. We spoke with Washington State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore on what to expect with the new law.
So the devices would be an electronic device, cell phone, tablets, e-readers, any electronic device. And what this new law does is actually prevents you from holding that in your hands at all. It needs to be mounted in the window, in a cup holder, but this law actually prevents you from holding those. Under the old law, the violations weren't reported to your insurance company. Under this law, they are reported to your insurance companies. Your first offense is going to be a $136 ticket. However, the second offense within 5 years is going to be a $234 ticket.
According to Washington State Traffic Safety Commissions, fatalities in Washington State caused by distracted drivers increased 32% from 2014 to 2015.
Right now, distracted driving is a leading cause of teen fatalities across the nation. It's a leading cause of fatalities even in Washington State. Washington State has seen a 30% increase in traffic fatalities from distracted driving. So this law helps law enforcement enforce that a little bit more.
So remember, put your cell phones down and obey the rules of the road. I'm Jay Seebeck, NCW Life News.
Well, there are changing faces at the Chelan County Fire District 1 headquarters here in Wenatchee. The fire department losing 4 firefighters to retirement. They have a combined 123 years of experience, while Chelan County Fire Chief Mike Burnett tells us that Deputy Chief Glenn Widener is retiring after 37 years. Captain Tyke Gaskell also hanging it up after 32 years. Engineer Dan Bass retiring after 28 years, and Glenn Smith moving on after 26 years as a firefighter for the Wenatchee Fire Department. Burnett told NCW Life News the department is deep into the process now, finding some new replacements.
We had, I think, 79 applications. We're bringing 14 to the panel interviews on Friday, the 5th, and then on Monday, the 8th, we'll bring the top candidates to the chief's interview, and we'll hire 3 of them, make our announcement Monday.
You say panel interviews. What exactly is that?
So we're bringing in members from our career staff, our volunteer staff, the citizens at large, and other people that have a background in the fire department or fire service. And so the candidates will sit with 2 different panels to do an interview process, and from that, we'll select the top candidates to move on to the chief's interview for conditional offers of employment.
Now, Burnett says they'll have a private send-off for the 4 retiring firefighters next week to thank them for their service. Also should note that Chief Burnett is also stepping down from his position later this year. He's moving on to become a manager with one of the Type 3 incident management teams for the DNR. But in the meantime, he will be replaced by Brian Brett, who will become the new chief of Chelan County Fire District 1 after leaving Douglas County Fire District 2. Also today, Grant County Sheriff's Office Canine Edo is now equipped with body armor thanks to a recent private donation. Edo has received a bullet and stab protective vest thanks to a $950 donation from nonprofit organization Vested Interest in Canines. Now, the vest was sponsored by Shanna Green of Newcastle, Washington, and embroidered with the sentiment, "Born to love, trained to serve, and loyal always." Each vest has a value between $1,700 and $2,300, a 5-year warranty, and an average weight of 4 to 5 pounds. But there you see Edo equipped with his new bulletproof and stab-proof vest. Super duper.
And kudos to whoever made the donation. That was
Yeah,
nice
that's
of
pretty
them.
nice, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Really a nice gesture.
Dogs are people too, as
They
far as
really
I'm
are.
concerned.
Yeah, they are.
So I know how attached you are to Thumbelina,
Oh, yeah.
your
she's
little
a-
mutt that you adopted from the Humane Society.
Oh, yeah.
So-
All of our animals come from the shelter.
Yeah.
They have so much love. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was watching TV the other day when I was sick. I was home and I was channel flipping. That ASPCA commercial came on, and all the sad dogs in the
Yeah.
cages. Adopt me, and
I was watching the Westminster Dog Show over the holiday weekend,
Really?
which is always kind of fun to watch. I don't know what's more entertaining, the handlers or the dogs. You seen that movie that was a full documentary?
Best in Show.
Best in Show.
That's hilarious.
One of my favorites.
Great,
yeah.
great movie. I highly recommend it. It's one of those mockumentaries that were all the rage not long ago. 20 minutes after the hour, don't forget the news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on the NCW Live channel at the bottom of your screen is all the different ways you can get a hold of us. Steve, you want to do the honors?
Absolutely. You can always get in touch with us on Facebook by private message. As a matter of fact, speaking of which, We have a winner to announce.
Yes, please. I'm sorry. I forgot all about
We
that.
do have a winner to announce. I don't have the picture to shine up here on the screen here for you right now, but we did have a contest for the best
holiday
Christmas lighting,
Yeah.
residential Christmas lighting display, and we have a winner.
And it is.
The Nelson family. The Nelson family from the, I believe they live in the Broadview area.
I don't know.
Yeah, Knowles Road
Okay.
is where they live. Their home is one of those animated features, you know, where you tune in your radio and the lights are all synchronized to the music. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Congratulations to the Nelsons.
They will be receiving a $50 gift card from NCW Life for their efforts. So.
And that gives you $50 with a free television entertainment.
That's right. And you can check it. You can check their display out on our Facebook page.
Okay.
We'll be posting that soon. So.
And the Nelsons will be getting a hold of you to let you know how you can pick up your prize.
There you go.
Congratulations.
That's right.
To them. In the meantime, the bottom of your screen is all the different ways you can get a hold of us. We'd love to get to hear from you, as this is as much your station as it is ours. So any of the ways that you see at the bottom of your
Yeah.
screen, absolutely.
That's right. Facebook, Twitter, good ways to get in touch with us. Also, write this down. Put it on your refrigerator.
Okay.
888-NCWL. That's
Oh, I know that.
888-6295. That's our news hotline. Let us know when news is breaking, or if you have some suggestions for news stories or topics. We'd love to hear from you.
It's not our news hotline, it's our news hotline,
It
according
is.
to Steve. 21 minutes after they are. Get out of here early. I want you to get 100% well, okay? I know you're
Yeah.
not there yet.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Getting there.
Say hi to Thumbelina for me. 22 minutes after they are. When we come back, sports and everything else you're used to. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley live here from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Live Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel
You
12.
can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on
Where
Facebook.
we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Live channel.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, and a lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do the job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
And we are back. Partly cloudy skies and 20 degrees outside of our studios. Partly cloudy skies today and a high of 32. And then mostly cloudy skies with some spittles of rain here and there for the rest of the work week. Let's do sports. The Eastmont girls hosted North Central of Spokane last night at the Eastmont High School Gymnasium. The girls was a great game. The Wildcats trailed by as many as 8 in the second half, but they came all the way back. They forced overtime, but I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. Eric Grandstrom and Grant Olson had the highlights. Check this out. You'll love it.
1:20 left in regulation. 47-44. Three-pointer for Cox. High post, they'll go to Peasley. Bounce pass down, loaded to 4. Turnaround shot. Kicks it out with 20 seconds left. Big Smoke feeds inside for the shot. Up and good for Quincy McDeed. It's tied at 49 with 14 seconds left. Now Eastmont nearly turns it over. Ball picked up down in the corner. It goes. Here's a shot by Cox. Rims off. No good. Rebound by DeFore. Turnaround shot on the way. Rims won't fall. Rebound tapped outside. It's going to go out of bounds with 1.2 seconds left. Out to Eastmont. Wow. Corner for O'Rourke. O'Rourke lobs it in. And the shot at the buzzer. No foul call. Goodness. Well, they got the shot. It was partially checked, however. No whistle, so we're going to overtime. Inbounds pass comes in down in the corner for O'Rourke for a 2. Wow. Two-pointer for O'Rourke. She's got 19 of the ball game. 51-49 our score. Just take their time here, but be aggressive still. Here's Cox for a three-pointer. Looks at that three-pointer, won't shoot it. Goes to McDeed. She'll shoot the three-pointer. McDeed was 17, was 16. Here comes Price down the lane, and the ball fumbled out of bounds. It's off of North Central. It goes to Eastmont. O'Rourke with a first free throw. Up. Good. Playing like a veteran. here for Eastmont. If she makes this, at worst, we'd be at a tie again on the three-pointer by North Central. Free throw up, no good. Rebound tapped outside.
Wow.
Offensively. O'Rourke comes up with a loose ball, and that's going to be it. How about the Eastmont Lady Cats winning it in overtime, 57-55.
Very exciting game at East Wenatchee yesterday. Bryn O'Rourke led the Wildcats with 20 points in the thrilling victory. Here is your Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from yesterday. Now, also when girls play last night, by the way, I should mention this, Liberty Bell stopped Manson. The final was 33-24. On the boys' side, Eastmont fought valiantly to come back in the third quarter after trailing to North Central by 11 at the half, but it was just too much to Leon Sayers for the Indians. So once again, Grant and Eric had the call here on the NCW Life channel.
Tanner Nelson on the move. Back to Esparza. Three-point shot up and in. In some trouble. Here's Nelson who's going to put it up. Tanner Nelson, first bucket of the game, and it cuts the lead. 2-2. Find the open man. Tanner Nelson's feeling it. Takes a shot from the free throw line. No good. Back up and in. Esparza. Now Cavillo at the free throw line. Stops there. Nelson, he's going to take the 10-footer up and in. Here's Sayers with it with Lasan on him. Baseline. Muscles him off the baseline, but he can't stop that. A turnover on the inbounds pass. Layup back the other way. Lockett. They lock it. Down court quickly. Here's the pass. Sayers up and in. It goes long. 8 seconds left. 66-50. 16-point North Central lead. Simpson with it. 3 seconds. 2-1. The ball rolls off. No good. That is our ball.
Sayers finished with a game-high 32 for North Central in the victory, and once again to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard we go. Cashmere, by the way, no trouble with Natchez Valley's 72-59 road win. Manson topped Liberty Bell, low-scoring game there, 39-24. Girls bowling yesterday. Eastmont continues its winning ways. A 4-0 win over Sunnyside at Eastmont Lanes. Congratulations to Samantha Hines, a career-high 255. Emily Montoya rolled an impressive 224 and a 203. And one final note, the Wenatchee Wild are on the road. Tonight they take on the Trail Smoker Eaters in BCHL hockey. You can listen to the game with our checker, the voice of the Wild, on Sunny FM here in the Wenatchee Valley. That's sports at 28 minutes after the hour. It's time for the obscure holiday of the day today. Today is January 3rd. It's Festival of Sleep Day today. Festival of Sleep Day. It's the perfect day for Festival of Sleep. The holidays are over. It was exhausting. You overindulged. It's now wintertime, so it's cold and snowy, and it's time to woodshed anyway. So recharge the batteries by sleeping the day away. Now, I didn't quite sleep the day away yesterday, but I came pretty close because I wasn't feeling well, so I took to bed and I woke up and I felt so much better. Maybe I was just tired. Festival of Sleep. Don't do it at work, of course, unless you're a mattress tester, in which case I suppose that's okay. Just go ahead and dream the day away. I kind of do that all the time, come to think of it. 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history, January 3rd, 1947. 71 years ago today, proceedings of the U.S. Congress were televised for the first time. The opening session of the 80th Congress was shown on TV for the first time. Congressional proceedings on television. 12 viewers were hospitalized with extreme boredom. It was such a huge success that they didn't do it for over 30 years until C-SPAN came along. So the Congress was televised for the first time 71 years ago today. Government in action. 59 years ago today, Alaska was admitted as the 49th state. So welcome to the Union, Alaska, the last frontier. Some fun facts about Alaska. Alaska is larger than the combined area of the next 3 largest states, Texas, California, and Montana. You put all of those 3 states together, they're still not as big as Alaska. Yeah, it's big. And Alaska, half the population of the state of Alaska lives in the greater Anchorage area. Alaska, the 49th state, joined the Union on this date 59 years ago today, back in 1959. On this date 45 years ago today, a 17-member syndicate headed by a certain George M. Steinbrenner III purchases the New York Yankees from the Columbia Broadcasting System for $8.8 million. When CBS bought the Yankees in 1964, they paid $11.2 million, so CBS lost $2.4 million during the time that they owned the Yankees. Today, the Yankees are worth $3.7 billion. Not a bad investment from Mr. Steinbrenner and his partners. The Steinbrenner family bought the Yankees on this date 45 years ago, and they still own the Yankees. And finally, on this date in 2000, January 3rd, 2000, the final Peanuts daily comic strip was printed. There it is. That was when basically the word got out that Charles Schulz said, I just don't have it in me anymore. I'm slowing up and I'm going to retire. That was the last daily Peanuts comic strip. It was published on this date, again, 18 years ago, and a few weeks later, the last Sunday comic strip aired, ironically enough, just a few days after Charles Schulz passed away. The last Peanuts. That's a cartoon I miss a great deal. And finally, at 30 minutes after the hour, we got birthdays for you. We lost this gentleman a couple of years ago. If anybody gets the title The Fifth Beatle, it's George Martin. Sir George Martin, who was, of course, the Beatles' producer for their entire career. He was able to take all these wild and crazy ideas that John, Paul, George, and Ringo had, and with his classical musical training and his formal musical training, would take their ideas and transcribe them into actual music. He was absolutely indispensable to the music of the Beatles, which changed music forever. George Martin was born in the state in 1926, passed away 2 years ago at the age of 90, Sir George Martin. John Paul Jones is 72 years old today. Happy birthday to John Paul Jones. That's the naval hero. Wrong John Paul Jones. I meant the other John Paul Jones, the bassist for Led Zeppelin. That guy, John Paul Jones, great bass guitarist for Led Zeppelin, is 72 years old today. And Eli Manning is 37 years old today. The quarterback for the New York Giants has a couple of Super Bowls in his pocket. Eli Manning, happy 37th birthday. I hope he keeps playing football. He's one of my favorite football players, and who's kidding who? The Giants have won 2 Super Bowls with Eli Manning, and both of them were victories over the Patriots. So for most of America, he's a hero. 32 minutes after the hour. Everyone is entitled to Mike McKnight's opinion in just a couple of minutes, and then we're going to replay my interview with Alex Haley from Laugh Productions on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Alone, it can be hard to reach our dreams. It can feel like you aren't welcome anywhere. When no one's there to clap. Taking on the world by yourself. But when we come together, when we lend a helping hand, when we set the stage, when you support causes you care about in your community, lives are changed. You make a difference in someone's life when you give. Imagine the impact if everyone in our community gave 10%. 10% makes a difference.
In our experience, some people are just cut out for charter college and for success in a new career. These charter types are hard workers. Charter types go above and beyond. And charter types are responsible. If you're ready to get to work making a better future for yourself, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
SkillSource specializes in assessing and guiding youth, adults, and laid-off workers who want to improve their skills. Here you can attend in-depth workshops to assess skills and interests, make career plans, and learn computer basics.
Learning centers provide eligible youth and adults individualized computer-assisted basic education. Vocational training is arranged with approved providers like community colleges or on the job with businesses.
Don't wait any longer. Let's get working on the future you've been dreaming about.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 888-0466.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, 75% of us Americans, we consider ourselves Christian. Now, okay, now that's great, but our tendency as Americans, particularly those on the political right, they got the tendency to mix their Christianity with their patriotism, and I'll tell you, that's a big mistake. Now, love of country is fine, but if your patriotism causes you to somehow justify something other than love your neighbor as yourself, as concurrent with your faith, now you've crossed the line. Because, of course, when Jesus identified your neighbor, he was telling you to consider whoever it is you deem most objectionable in our society. Now, God is not going to protect or bless America at the expense of any other nation. And there's no reason to believe that America really has any special place in God's heart over and above others. I mean, I love being an American too, but that doesn't trump my faith. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing Honey Blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Life is about memories and lasting impressions. With Boswell's expansive two-story showroom of quality home furnishings, you'll find everything you need to create a home to remember. Need assistance? From fabric options and complimentary design service to complete home makeovers, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa are there to guide you. Come into Boswell's and find inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Hi, this is Carl.
And Kathy from East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet. We are excited to be a part of this wonderful community and look forward to meeting you at East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet.
Our store is filled with name brand products at bargain prices at 40 to 60% savings. We have a large selection of natural, organic, and specialty foods.
Stop by and meet Carl, the wine guy, on Wednesday.
East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet, where you can win what you saved. Stop by soon.
And welcome back. Back on December 19th, Alex Haley from Laugh Productions paid this very show a visit. He's rolling out a brand new comedy series called the Cold Winter Nights Comedy Series, and the first of these 3 shows is just 10 days away. So it would be a good idea to remind you about something really cool coming to the America Pack. Here's my interview with Alex. I am Dan Kuntz. My guest today is a Renaissance man, if there ever was one, here in the Wenatchee Valley. He does it all, and he's only 29. Is that right? Or are you 30 yet?
30.
Are you? When did you turn 30?
August.
Hey, happy birthday!
Yeah, thank you.
What's it like to be 30?
It's the beginning of the end, I think, right?
Yeah.
Now it's another chapter.
No, the 30s are great. It's going to be a great decade for you, Alex Haley. Well, I remember my 30th birthday. I don't really. It's a blur to me now. Last time I saw you, you were as the title of the commissioner of the beer garden.
Right. Was that the last time?
That's the last time I saw you on the show.
Last time I was invited.
Anyway, I see you on a regular basis. Beer garden's going to be bigger and better than ever now. I mean, it's good.
I thought it was as big as it could be, and now it's going to be even bigger. They removed some of the rose bushes. They love them. They moved them to different places, and now we're expanding a little bit, and we're adding in that final day. We were at 10 days, now we're just going to be open up the whole time.
It's been a resounding success, and people go, "It's change. I don't like change," and it's beer in the park.
Change. That's controlled change.
Yeah, and it was methodically done. It was well planned out, And as you mentioned before, they took out a bunch of roses. These roses, there's 2 rose gardens there. If you're not familiar with Memorial Park, the Apple-Arian rose garden did not go anywhere. It's still there. But the roses that were in front of that kind of were in that half moon shape. That was part of the city's park, and they were not in very good shape. They were not very well maintained. They needed to go anyway. So now they ripped out, and that actually it'll make the beer garden bigger. Also, more people, because it'd be pretty crowded around the entertainment stage, especially on the Friday and Saturday nights.
So we'll move back from the entertainment stage, so there'll be more kind of general areas for families and such. But then the beer garden gets a little bit bigger too, so everybody.
I got no problem with that. And it was big. It was you know, I think you doubled square footage last year, didn't you?
Well, we changed. We were a little bit wider, so we try to you know, respect the general seating area, and that's what it's about. But we went a little bit wider. But we had a record year. We doubled our sales, and we're more profitable than we've been in the past. And we're getting to a point where on Saturday nights it's just we can't. I don't know how we could be any busier. But each year we have that. I have that thought. How can we possibly get bigger and busier than this? And then each year we do better and better. So hopefully again we'll repeat this year.
I did my part.
Yeah. Yes.
Enough bear talk. We got a lot of things to talk about with Alex. The Chelan County PUD series of commercials, Don't Be That Guy, just won some regional marketing awards, which I think was pretty good. They got nominations and awards. You played a critical role in the creation of these things, didn't you?
I played a part.
You played a part. And there's a bunch of ads, but we went ahead and just pulled the one because this is your chance to see Alex Haley in tight red shorts. Children, please turn away.
We meet every Saturday for some exercise and some conversation. Bring the baby, the dog. It's great to get outside. It's me, Jen, Seth, Susie. The trail isn't super wide, but it fits the 4 of us perfectly. No, I don't think it matters that we take up the whole trail. It's there for us, right? What are we supposed to do? Walk in a single file line?
Don't be those guys. Use just half the trail and keep it safe for everyone. A message from your Chelan County PUD Parks.
So did you... What? The outfit, please. Explain to our viewers what it was you were wearing.
Well, North 40 had written the scripts, and they let me be in charge of my wardrobe, which was probably the last time that will happen.
Yeah.
But I had seen, they had a series of them. Josh Tarr played a biker, and he was in the full biker kit, and his was really funny. I was there when they were filming it.
And you wouldn't even know it was Josh.
No.
You can't tell.
And Ashley did one, and they were both really funny. And I was like, well, the only way that I can top them is to just be louder and flashier. So, yeah, those are Eastmont High School red shorts. The Gryffindor.
Circa 1978.
Yeah, I'm not sure where exactly. I don't know if they're men or women.
Did you go into your dad's closet and steal some clothes? I mean,
it might have been Adele's. It could have been ladies or men's. I have no idea. Gryffindor shirt. Yeah, so the just I guess be as ridiculous as possible.
Yeah, if your goal was to look as nerdy as you possibly could, you accomplished that.
Yeah. So that's the. And then the fun part is that they asked me to we'll do appearances as those characters, and I've had to do that character about 5 different times. That was the second time I played that character, because there's the standalone one.
We didn't want to expose people to that too much. So.
But of all the ones that I have to come back and keep doing, I have to keep putting on the rollerblades and the short shorts. But people don't know, if they haven't seen the commercial when you're appearing at Pybus, they just see a guy wearing a helmet walking around, and they're hiding their kids. So that's the interesting. They don't know that I'm a character from a commercial. They just see a weird guy walking around. To me, it was fun. Anything to get a laugh.
And you won. You did that. You accomplished that tenfold. On that one. Speaking of Laugh Productions, it's your own little company, LAPH, Laugh Productions. You're now in the comedy booking business, and come January, something new's coming to the America Pack.
Yeah, we have. So we've done shows at the Pack before, and they've been successful. And I love working with the Pack and what they offer as far as the experience to the audience and the production value, and they make everything look great. And this is kind of a couple years in the making of doing all these shows, and then kind of creating a bigger concept for it. So the series is called Cold Winter Nights, and it's 3 shows, 1 a month for January, February, and March. And we kind of, after doing these for a couple years and experimenting with different times, the winters we found is one of the better times to do these comedy shows, and that's when people show up. And so we'd borrowed the staging format where we have everybody on the stage. So it limits,
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, so it brings everybody. You know, if you've been to the PAC, it's a big amphitheater. But when you put everybody on the stage, with a lot less people, you can create a lot more energy. And so that's what they do with the Hot August Night shows, and it's very unique and it's very intimate. And then that's what we started doing with the comedy shows. So we essentially just flip everything. The comic will have their back to the original seats. The audience is on the stage. We have the bar on the stage. So it's a really fun experience. And so since we lifted the concept from Hot August Nights, we also stole the name, lovingly borrowed the name, and branding it as the Cold Winter Nights comedy show series.
It's an homage. You steal it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people say, well, gee, it's on a stage, but the America Performing Arts Center stage is big. It's deep. It's very deep, and it's wide, and it's got plenty of room.
Yeah, you can fit about 200 people on the stage. And it's just because you have the bar there, with the regular setup that you have to leave it and go in the lobby to get a drink if you want to. Now you don't have to really even leave the show, so it's just a fun experience, and people have responded really well to.
And comedians like that.
Yes, they like it. I mean, we had Nate Bargatze a couple years ago, and he, of course, everybody jokes about there's seats back here. Why are we over here? But they rather have an energetic show, because if you took those same people and put them in the audience, the energy just dissipates, and it wouldn't be the same.
People, when they go to comedy shows, they like an intimate atmosphere. The comedian likes an intimate atmosphere. You want to sit down at a table where you can have your cocktail there and that kind of stuff. And that's what you want. You don't want to sit in a theater and watch a comedian up on stage.
Yeah,
it loses something.
Yeah, I mean, if you can pack the thing out, you can kind of recreate the energy. But it's still, there's a bigger gap between the audience now. The audience is really in the lap of the comedian performing, so it's better for the comedians, it's better for the audience, I think, and we've sold them out in the past, which is great. I mean, that's always what we're going for is to maximize what we have available. So we're doing 3 shows. The first one's on January 13th, and we have a comedian named Ivan Decker, and he made his national television debut on Conan O'Brien November 27th.
And we're going to show that clip here after we take a quick commercial break. Shows on January, February, March. Before we do that, real quickly, so you picked your dates, then you had to go about booking the comedians. Now, do you have contacts in the booking in the booking companies that handle comedians specifically, or did you just start making phone calls and hope for the best?
A little bit of both. I mean, it's a lot of comedians I'm either a fan of, I've listened to. It's comedians I would drive to Seattle or Tacoma to go see. That's kind of my jumping off point. And or comedians that I've listened to on podcasts, and so it's kind of just a little bit of both of trying to find these comedians. Sometimes I ask the comedians I brought before who some of their favorite comedians are, and it really just started. When I first started doing shows a few years ago, I knew one comedian, and I just asked that comedian who else I should bring in, and it just kind of snowballed. Now I have these kind of connections and this growing network of talent to bring in, both from Seattle and also on a national level, which is what these shows are designed to be.
Alex Haley is my guest from Laugh Productions. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to show a little video clip from his appearance on Conan, not Alex's, but Ivan's.
Not yet.
You'll make Conan eventually. You'll see about a 2.5-minute clip from Ivan Decker from his appearance on Conan, and more with Alex Haley when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live here from Studio 1 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community.
See us at the Plaza in Chelan for all your holiday needs.
Broadway's Cirque Dreams celebrates the 10th anniversary season of Cirque Dreams Holidays. Charm, sparkle, and talent by the sleigh load, says the New York Daily News. Over 20 of the world's best acts, 300 spectacular costumes, unforgettable music, and Broadway spectacle. Vegas meets family entertainment hails the Boston Globe of this season's must-see Cirque Dreams Holidays.
December 26th at Town Toyota Center, locally sponsored by People's Bank. Get your tickets today at towntoyotacenter.com.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz alongside Alex Haley from Laugh Productions. We got about a 2.5-minute clip from Ivan Decker from his appearance on Conan. How did this guy, before we play it, how did this guy land on your radar? Besides being funny, he's very funny.
This was one of the times where I've kind of, I had the show booked and actually had a cancellation and started reaching out to some of my comedian friends and, you know, who would be in the same league, and said, well, this guy just had the Conan appearance. So that was just a couple weeks ago. And so I looked him up and was like, yep, done. And so I reached out to them, and now he's coming.
This is a pretty good clip, about 2.5 minutes. This is courtesy of our friends at Conan O'Brien Show on TBS. Check it out.
This is the upper body that I prepared for television. Not thrilled. I want huge muscles. I don't know why. I'm handling most public doors fine. But the desire is there. The only problem is I know that if I want them, I have to go to the gym, which I can't do because I hate it. Because everybody else that goes is very good at it, and that's not fair. Like, I don't want to work out next to people who are amazing, right? Because then I just feel bad that I'm in their way. They all came with a plan and a tank top and a protein shake and a notepad. What are you writing down? Everything was heavy, again. Also, like free weights, dumbbells, somehow they will know what weight they need at the beginning of the exercise. Like, hey, I need the 45s now. How do you know that already? I don't know what weight I need until I try to pick up all the ones that are heavier than that one. And can't. That's how I narrow it down. Start at one end, like, no, no, no. Or sometimes I'll do this move, pick one up, sit down, do one curl, be like, nope. Not going the distance on that. But even if you don't like the gym, people won't take that as an excuse to be out of shape. They're like, oh, you don't like the gym? Why don't you just run? You should try running. It's outside, and it's free. Yeah, it's also the hardest thing in the world. Have you tried running for longer than 1 adult minute? It's very difficult. Like, running is the only activity I have ever done where the entire time you are doing it, your own brain is going, hey, stop this right now. Nothing is chasing us, and we're not hungry. That's why I think people who are good at running will get really cocky about it. They'll try to bring it up all the time. What do you do? I'm a runner. That's your job? No. I just want you to know that I do it a lot. Like, I would never classify myself as a runner. I'm still at jogger status. I'd like to upgrade. I don't know how it happens. I know that you don't want to be a jogger, though, because everything bad in the news always happens to a jogger. Turn on the news, a tree fell over on a jogger today. Any runners hurt? No.
He's great.
He's funny.
Yeah, he's great.
He's funny. You got our producer Caitlin to laugh, and that's not an easy thing to do. Yeah. So that's Ivan Decker. He's first out of the box January 5th.
January 13th, Saturday, January 13th. So we're selling all the shows together or separate, whatever kind of works for people. We have tables and general admission seating. So we have the kind of cocktail tables like you talked about up in front. Those are a little bit more. And then we have the seating out in the risers, and so tickets are $20 for general admission, and it's $120 for a table of 4.
That's a great deal.
Yeah,
get together with 4. So it's a nice. You're not sitting at a big table that's 15 people.
It's a little cocktail table, perfect. So it's great. I think to if people want to it's cost effective, but if you want to spend a little bit more and get a different experience, you can do that. Yeah, so Ivan Decker is the first one. He's January 13th. The next show is going to be quick turnaround, which is February 3rd, and that's a comedian named Jay Larson. He's from a podcast called Crab Feast. If anybody listens to that, I don't know. I haven't ran into that many people who do, but same thing. He's been on national television, and then March 16th, we have kind of our regional comedian named Kermit Apio. He's been to Wenatchee before, but I've never booked him for one of my shows. I've been trying to for a long time. So partly, want to reach out to national headliners to bring them in to Wenatchee, but also showcase the Pacific Northwest when possible, because we do have a huge talent of comedians that are just in Seattle. I mean, I have booked so many different shows only using Seattle comics, and nobody would know the difference because we have so much talent in this area.
Is Wenatchee Valley a hard sell to those national booking companies? So they go, Seattle, Wenatchee, Alex, what are you talking about? Where's this town at? Is it a hard sell?
Yeah, nobody's ever heard of us. That's fine. No one ever knows. But the great thing is that we actually are perfect for routing in the PAC, and Matt at the PAC has realized that we're 2.5 hours from Spokane and we're 2.5 hours from Seattle. So there's a lot of opportunities. If they do a Saturday, they can do a Friday and Sunday show on either end. They can fly out of Spokane, they can fly out of Seattle, either way. So we do have a unique opportunity there where we have these routing opportunities where they can, if they're in that part, we can grab them on their way through. But really, it's people sometimes ask, well, how did you get that guy? And really, it comes that we paid them. We pay them to come.
If you meet their price, they'll show up.
They pay. Yeah, absolutely. And so, because Wenatchee is very responsive to these shows and they do well, we have the confidence to book these bigger and bigger acts. And like I said, there's so much talent in Seattle, and I love working with those people. But to be able to kind of broaden the scope of what we can bring to Wenatchee, I think that's the goal of these shows.
And this is it should be pointed out, this is for mature audiences. Obviously, with cocktails being served, you got to be at least 21 to show up anyway. But you have to be prepared for blue language, for lack of a better term. So. Yeah, and it's we've had shows that it's obviously it's approachable. But they range in it's a comedian on the stage. It's live comedy. I have no control over what they say, and sometimes when I get complaints about that, it's like they don't give me a script of what they're going to say, and nor do I want to limit them. I want them to be in charge of what they think is funny and read the audience. And in general, if people know what they're getting into, they're very responsive, and there's not much that's necessarily off the table. A lot of comedians ask that, what should I not talk about? And really, Wenatchee is very responsive to what we do. Once again, that was my talk with Alex Haley back on December 19th. The first of the 3 Cold Winter Night Comedy series is 10 days from today, January 13th, with the comedian that you saw on screen. There'll be another show on February 3rd, as Alex mentioned, and then again, they wrap up the series in March. Tickets available at the Numerica Performing Arts Center box office, or you can go to their website. But again, tickets are very, very limited. Got just about a minute left on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's do your weather forecast one more time. It's 18 degrees outside of our studios under partly cloudy skies. Haven't seen the sunshine for a few days. It's coming back today. We'll call it mostly sunny skies. The National Weather Service has just updated the forecast. Earlier today it was partly sunny. Now they're saying mostly sunny skies, but the high remains the same of about 32 degrees. A little bit of patchy freezing fog tonight, overnight low of about 26. Thursday, a little bit of slight rain, maybe, just maybe, tiny little bit perhaps. High of 32, certainly clouds will be back on Thursday. Slight chance of some light freezing rain Thursday night. Outside of that, it's going to be typical weather. No real chance of significant precipitation at all. All of the chances of any kind of rain, freezing rain, or snow is below 40%. So we're going to be all right. Passes are fine. No advisories, no restrictions on any of the major mountain passes. They're not going to expect any kind of measurable snow until Friday and Friday night. When Friday and Friday night rolls around, by the way, quick heads up, there will be some snow, measurable snow, in the Cascades. Friendly reminder there. Tomorrow on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, my guest just confirmed via phone about 5 minutes ago, Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett will be in our studio tomorrow. We'll talk all things law enforcement from the Chelan County Sheriff. Brian Burnett, he'll be on this program tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Everybody have a great Wednesday, although it feels like a Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.